I've written with just a number of different people.
I collaborate with Mike Love mostly, and sometimes Carl.
I wrote with Van Dyke Parks more than anyone else. He's my favorite collaborator.
Initially, we wanted to do an album called Smile, but we don't work as much anymore.
I wrote lyrics for Brian Wilson. Most of them, when an album was done called Pet Sounds, which readied us for the next record, which still is an unexplained event. I don't understand it. It was just after the Beach Boys were in litigation with Capitol Records.
Dove-nested towers, the hour was struck, the straight quicksilver moon. Carriage across the fog, two-step to lamplight solitude. The laughs come out in auld lang syne. The glass was raised to fire, it rose the fullness of the wine, the dim last toast, while I poured adieu or time. A choke of grief, heart hardened I, the unbelief, a broken man too tough to cry. Surfs up, board a tidal wave, come about hard and join the young, and off in spring you gave. I heard the word, wonderful thing, a children's song.
Surf's Up was the first song that Brian and I wrote for the Smile album. I wasn't close enough to the other guys. I was in a position of defending my lyrics. It went from Ding Woody Pearl, Hang Ten, I mean, I didn't know that language, to like columnated ruins domino. Mike Love said to me one day, he said, explain this. Over and over, the crow cries, uncover the cornfield. And it was an American Gothic trip that Brian and I were working on. I said, I don't know what these lyrics are all about. They're unimportant, throw them away. And so they did.
When we first began Smile, I had crazy ideas. I was smoking hashish. And we were laying on the floor singing. From laying on the floor, we put the microphones down on our heads, doing crazy things, and we got into a very strange bag. We were recording Smile, and we came across a tape, a song called Fire, which I was getting pretty far out by that time. Well, it so happens that a building burned down the same day we were doing that, down the street of the studio that we were doing the Fire tapes. I had the musicians wearing fire helmets. I had a guy bring in a bucket with burning wood to smell of smoke in the studio. I mean, I was crazy. I began to think that we started that fire somehow mystically. I was able to get a hold of all these drugs, and they messed me up. They messed my mind up.
took the LSD, and that just totally tore my head off. Acid was like everything I could ever be or everything I wouldn't be, I came to grips with. You just come to grips with what you are and what you can do and what you can't do, and you learn to face it.
The Smile album itself was creating an uncomfortable situation. It just didn't seem proper at the time.
Time can be spent in the studio to the point where you get so next to it you don't know where you are with it. You just decide to chuck it for a while.